Start with a fresh document in Canvas, or you can use the Cricut Design Space or Silhouette, or start a new document that's the same size as your cutting area of your machine in Illustrator, Affinity Designer or Inkscape. So I'll just wait a moment while you're all joining and getting set up. So I'm doing this in Canvas Workspace, the desktop version. Okay, so if you can give me a nice big thumbs up and let me know which software you're using, and I'll try and give shortcuts along the way for everybody.
Okay, we have 6 watching. Let's see which way does better. That way, so I should be able to see any comments.
Okay.
Yeah.
So are we all in Canvas? Or have we got anybody doing anything slightly different?
I haven't got any comments yet, so...
Okay. So for today, as I know that everybody will have a 12 by 12 mat, I'm going to stick to a 12 by 12. Thank you, Pauline.
Hayley's on Canvas.
Okay, Hayley.
Oh, Jess is watching.
Hi, Jess.
Pauline's just watching today.
Okay. Okay. Well, at any point, this video will stay up on the group. So if you want to watch for the first time, then create it. You have time in the break to do the video again. So I purposely left a nice big gap before we come back.
Sarah Lou's on Canvas as well, so I hope you had a good birthday.
Yeah. It was a bit weird, but yeah, we did it all virtually in the end. So I'm just popping in a square, and I've just rotated it by 45 degrees.
Morning, Pauline. Sorry, morning, mister.
Okay. So for this project, 10 centimetres by 10 centimetres is fine for your base card. And you're going to need 2 of them, like that. And for now, I'm going to group them. Doesn't matter about the layout at the moment, it's just that they're grouped. So we'll call it card, top and bottom. And it's a cut.
I'm just zooming on your mat a little bit.
Yep, yeah, can do, sorry. Must admit, it zoomed out a bit. Doing it the other day. Okay, so as they're grouped, they'll stay together for now. And we can hide those for a minute. And we'll bring in another one. And again, we'll rotate that to the 45 degrees. So to do that nice and easily, what you do is you press and hold shift, move your cursor so it becomes a little circle with an arrow, and then it will go to the 45, back to the 90 and so forth. Is everybody with me so far?
Any questions so far?
Now I'm going to zoom out for this next bit. So you want to put your square in the middle of your mat for this next section. And we're going to add another one to our mat. Going to select both of them. Going to go to Edit, align your centre, so that we know that they're perfectly straight. Then we're going to weld. Okay, everybody with me so far?
Hang on, just make sure I play. Be patient.
So what I've done is I've added a rectangle. Just going to stretch that over the top of our top square and right up above it. Doesn't matter about lining it at this point. You're then going to select both shapes and you're going to subtract, which is this one right on the end here. So if everybody can let me know that you can see that and do that. So that gives you this little funny shape like so. Okay.
Jackie's just joined. A bit late, but she's here.
Hi Jackie. So with this shape we're going to duplicate it. We're going to press and hold shift. Going to rotate it round. Okay. Going to bring it back so it's roughly over the top. And then we can use our arrow keys just to nudge it where we need to. And then when you're happy, you can select it all and weld. Is everybody okay?
It's supposed to look wonky donkey.
I don't know why it's looking wonky donkey, but it's not wonky donkey. So it's purely an optical illusion if it looks wonky donkey, because we know that we've aligned everything.
It's symmetrically wonky donkey, but it is wonky donkey.
Oh dear. So what we're going to do is we're going to take our path tool that we were using yesterday. We're going to click once and it will actually highlight, so when you go over your node it should turn blue. So click and release. Go across the other node and wait for it to turn blue again, so you can see you get like a little blue square that just appears around the edge. It's a bit hard to see, but it is there. Okay, and you're going to click and release and click again. That completes your line. Then we're going to go to our dash patterns up here, and you want to use the ones with the little dots with the big gaps. Okay. Now with this line you can either draw it or cut it, as it's a score line. So I'm going to set it to draw. Okay, and we'll do the same again up here. So it's got our blue square, so we click the other end and click again to complete the line. Change it to a dash and change it to a draw. And you can press P to get back to your path tool quickly. So click, click and click again. Change your dash, set it to a draw. Okay, so in all these pieces we can group and we can call that hinge. Okay, and it's going to be a cut and we've got some drawing elements.
Just wait a minute, let people catch up.
Okay, so I'll wait there for a minute. If you have any questions.
I want anything repeated.
Yeah. So we've done two squares that are 10 centimetres wide and rotated them. Then we've taken a further square, rotated that, put a duplicate so that we form a hinge, and subtracted a rectangle so that we just get a tab. And then we've added our score lines. If you need help, shout help. when you're ready, give us a thumbs up. So I'm just going to fold up our 2 groups and click off it. So I'm just going to move these down here.
Just have a thumbs up disappear up off the screen.
That's good. So for now we can group our 2 groups and call that card base. Cut, stroke, draw, because we have both. Okay. Then I'm going to bring in another square.
Yeah, Deborah's just joined in.
Hello, Deborah.
From Canada.
Okay, so I'm gonna.
From
Cool.
Canada.
So I've just rotated that to the 45 again, and I'm just going to bring this in. And I'm going to do this by eye because obviously at this point it doesn't matter about aligning it to the centre of the diamond, as it's not going to stay there. Now this is a reference shape for our 3D decoration we're going to stick on top. So I'll just let you get that far. Okay. Then I'm going to move it up to the top of our mat and I'm going to hide our card base. And we can even lock it if you want to. I'm going to pull that back to our 90 degrees to make our lives easier. Okay. How's everybody doing? Okay.
Nobody's complaining yet, so I'm sure they'll shout if they need help.
Yeah, if you need help, just shout at any point. So I'm going to bring in another rectangle. I'm going to use one just here. Just looking at width to height proportion rather than thinking about size at the moment. Because then we can bring it in. And at this point, it's a good point to turn on the snap to grid. And we'll make our box snap. The other option that you have at the moment is to change your grid spacing. So let's have a look at the size of our box. So our box at the moment is 66.3 millimeters. So just to make life a bit easier, I'm going to change that to 60 by 60. Okay. And then we'll go back to our grid measurement. Let's do it by centimetres, just for now. Okay. So you can set your units here if you're not working in millimetres with us. And then you can change your grid spacing here. And make sure that your snap is turned on. So I'm going to snap my box to my grid, bring down our new rectangle, resize it and resize it. So it's going to come up about 3 centimetres, so that's about right. Okay, so far so good. So you can put another one of those down at the bottom. Take another duplicate. So remember pressing and holding Alt to do a duplicate. Then Shift to lock our rotation. And Alt because we want another duplicate. Okay. Now to make our box form nicely, what I'll do before I go too much further is just check that it all welds together. So you want to go into Edit and Weld. And that is what you can find happening sometimes. If that happens, don't panic. Just get another square, shut it down, and then basically use it as a plaster. And if you find it does that, I've done a whole piece on this in my book about the little bits that it sometimes goes a bit weird with. There you go. So just let me know when you have your box shape. And then we can add some tabs. Any questions? No? Okay. I'll carry on then.
No, it's all very quiet in the chat. They're all concentrating hard.
Yeah, I can see you all sat there going, tongues out. Okay, so when we're doing tabs, to make lives easier for ourselves, we're gonna just shrink that up so it's either 4 or 2 centimetres high, and we're just gonna have to bring that in. And let's go to 2 for this one, I think. There we go. So this is going to be the tab that sticks it to your card base.
Bonnie says she's quiet because I'm only watching.
I do hope she's going to have a go in the break though. Not having her give up on her machine. She's not allowed. Else Naughty Boot won't be coming anymore. Okay, so you want it so that you've got your 4 tabs, and that's where it's going to adhere to your card. Then we need to do some side tabs here, and you want to do only 1 per join. So same shape again. Going to bring it down. Down to 2. There we go.
Down to Bonnie, she's not to give up.
Yeah, she's not allowed to give up.
No. So she's fed up with it all.
Oh, that's not on. Okay. So you want to select all your tabs and your base shape. So at this point it probably looks pretty horrific. And just weld. Oh, come on, behave. Okay, I'll do it in sections then. It's because the 2 tabs are so close to each other it doesn't like it. That's really hard to see whether it's selected that or not, but I'll go for it in the hope that it has. There we go.
Why don't you use your layers panel on the side? Then you'd know.
Ooh, get you. There you go, just so you can see what it means. So in words like that. So you should now have something that looks like that. Let me know when you're ready for the next bit. Are we good to go?
Not the thumbs up yet, so be patient.
Okay, I can be patient. I can. Cheeky. What's that?
Pauline's supposed to say you can work that out, Natalie, but I wouldn't know that, hence I give up. Give up too easily.
Yeah. You can't just give up with them. Not allowed. What I would say is to bear in mind that I've been doing this in terms of doing vector designs for about 20 odd years.
How do you get the comments up if you put it sideways?
Try swiping left. Draw it up from the bottom maybe?
Okay.
You got it. Okay.
Hang on, Pauline said something else.
Let's not the grid off and see if that. There we go. So once you're done with that, you want to.
When came over your mat when you wanted to weld. Yeah. Is that when anti-welding gives up? It's not when you're allowed to give up then, Pauline.
No, not allowed to give up. It does have its own little quirks, like when it's welding and things. To your mind, it's logical that if it's there, the line is there and the other line's there, that you want it to weld together. But it can't figure it out unless you explicitly say, right, okay, that line's got to go right over there to be able to weld it. It's really daft sometimes. And other software would just let you just carry on and just go ahead. So I'm just going to use the path tool, and I've turned my snap to grid off so that I've got my nodes back to be able to snap to with the path tool. So I'm just going to work round. And then click again on the last point. So we can set that to a score and draw. I feel like I'm back doing my dad's pools. It's no score draw. Okay, and repeat again. What? Well, it's supposed to be a joke. I didn't tell you that I used to often do the pools. And you just want to do your two centre lines. Oh, wrong one. Come on. So, hopefully now you've all got your cake. It will be a cake. And just to make it a bit easier when we're assembling it, I'm just going to add another square, and I'm going to resize that to the 6 by 6 as well. And put my snap on, just make my life a bit easier. How's everybody doing?
Any questions?
Just going to group all those. So that's our score lines.
Make sure you group your score lines within your shape as well, because otherwise when you move it, it'll move
Yeah.
it, not the score lines.
Yeah, so we're going to then group it all together. And we can call this our cake. And we have cut and draw. There we go, not bad. Okay, so I'm going to take this group, I'm going to move up here for a moment. Then I'm going to bring in another square, and I'm going to do my icing. So I'm going to take this down to our 6 by 6 again. I'm going to go to edit, and I'm going to go down to offset, which may not be visible on your screen.
If you scroll it up, it should be.
I mean on the video.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just on there, I can see it.
Okay. So if we click on that, it comes up with a little pop-up. So if you haven't done an offset before, you want to set your spacing first. So I want it to be slightly bigger than the box shape so that it fits over the top. But it certainly doesn't need to be 5mm bigger. So if you can take it right down to, I'll go 2mm bigger. We're going outwards because we want it to be bigger than it is currently.
Pete's just going into the tweet.
Hello, Pete.
He's running late this morning.
Your corner type would usually be round or bevel, but as it's a square you'll probably find that it won't round it anyway, so it's fine. And leave as is means that this original shape here will still be on your mat. Now because I don't need that, I'm just going to set it to delete, and this one's here is only used if it's an intricate shape, so in other words it's got little holes taken out of it. There we go. Okay, and you can see our box increases by 2mm all the way around. Okay. Now because I'm going to go around the edges, I'm going to just turn that to draw and to our dash. So far so good. Now we need to draw some icing. So if you are feeling super duper confident, you can do this using the Freehand tool. The only thing I would say is that won't do any smoothing for you, but you can always go back and edit it afterwards. If you're feeling not so confident, you can do it with the path tool. Okay, so if we were to do it with the path tool, I'll do it both ways so you can see it both ways. What you want to do is following this line here, you can start, so click. Oh, I know what it is, I've still got the snap turned on. Come on. Just to be able to delete it, honestly. Turn your snap off. So, click once. And I'm going to just do some lovely drips. So you can literally go up and down, and with each point do a click and a drag to get a nice curve. Now obviously bear in mind you don't want your icing to be taller than your cake. If you're feeling really fancy, you can do 4 points. Just go back there. Okay. Now you would do that all the way around to get back to this point here. Now for those of you that are feeling brave and want to use the freehand tool, this is where I'll swap over to my graphics tablet, just because it's slightly easier with a tablet as opposed to a mouse. So from here we can go wee. Now when you're using Canvas, your graphics tablet is no longer pressure sensitive.
Can you move it up?
Oh, hang on.
That's the bottom of the screen.
Okay, hang on. So just pressing all the space to dragging that up. So I'll do that again. So select the freehand tool and we go so you can see what I mean about the smoothing as opposed to being able to just do it with path. Now if you're working in other software that does have smoothing, you'll get a much more natural result by doing it freehand than you will by using the path tool. Okay, so I'm just going to delete that so I can finish off my path. If you have any questions, don't forget to pop them in the chat. if you make any mistakes, you can always go back and delete them at the end. So just keep working your way around. Wow. What's the logo go over? My computer's getting really laggy now. You never knew vectors would make it work so hard.
Barbara's asked, I'm new to all this, CM900 and Canvas, can I do this on my tablet?
There's nothing on here that you can't do on the Canvas online. The instructions do vary where to find things, obviously, but you can still use the same pen tool and everything else. So there isn't really anything I've done that isn't available, is there? Possibly changing the grid on the map.
You should be able to do that.
Can you?
Yeah.
I can't remember, that's really bad.
It's only the export bits I think that are different. And the text tool's different, isn't it? So obviously you can't change the text fonts as much as you can on.
Yeah. Okay. And because I've done mine in 2 bits, it's going to be a case of I'm going to need to join those.
Obviously, thank you.
That's okay.
I'll put a time limit, you've got about 15 minutes left.
Okay. Just going to close that curve for a minute, and then I can close that one. And if it's been really nice, it'll let me weld it, but I'm not holding my breath. Didn't I know you would do that?
Nothing to weld.
Yeah. How dare you want to weld that line? Come on, let me get to that node just there. Go away. There we go. Come here. Thank you. Oh, come on. Come on, let me get to the right bit. Stop being a pain. It's being dense. Honestly, there we go. Just need a node to go take it over that one. And then we can sort this bit out in a minute. Zoom. 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 There we go. And then I can go back and just alter those that I had to just pick up a bit and bring this back down. That's better. Bugging me. There you go. So now we have our cake, our icing, and just group those so that we don't accidentally knock them out. So we call that icing. And cut. Stroke draw. And finally, you want to do a design to go on the top of your cake. Now at this point you could do like a mock cake topper, so it actually pops out from your cake, or you can just do something that is literally going to go on top of your icing as a draw file. So the choice is yours.
Do a happy birthday.
A happy birthday. Is that because you're going to make it?
Well, I might do it afterwards.
Okay, so at Ian's request we'll do a happy birthday. Top trick. If you've got something long to put on it, go diagonally. Okay, and we can change the font for this one. So
It's the only thing you may not be able to do on the online one. You can change
yeah,
it, it'll be a limited amount to change. So for Barbara working on a tablet, your font choice will still be very limited. As for the desktop version, it's not, so you've got a lot more choice.
yeah. If you bring in any font and it looks like this, change your mind. Go for something different. Because basically all that is all nodes, and even if you wanted to foil it, what you will get is a lot of it won't be very happy with you, so just go for something else.
Yeah, I'm not trying this today.
So again, if I zoom into this one, you can see you've got lots of little bits. Actually not.
Not that I've seen.
Go for falcon. Nice, simple. Now, if you want to do this on a curve, and this is only for people that are either using a vector package like Illustrator, Inkscape, Affinity Designer can do it, or if you're on the desktop version of Canvas, you can do it. Can't remember off the top of my head if you can do it in Cricut or not. That's bad. You can bring in a shape or a path. The choice is yours. Just for now, I'm just going to bring in a shape. You shift to select your text, and then you can do fit to path. Okay, and all the different software that have this function, you can then tweak your layout, so whether you want it align to the centre, if you want it to align to baseline, the centre point of your text. So it is worth playing with it to get it exactly how you want it. Yeah, so I'm going to shift my spacing up a bit because I want it to overlap. And with this one, because you've got a capital B that side and a little y that side, it will be slightly off to get it into the centre. I want to look roughly across this way to make sure. Okay. Then when you're happy, convert to shapes or convert to curves depending on your software. And for this one I'm going to weld it, or try to. Doesn't always work. So if it doesn't work, there's lots of things that we can do to fix it, so don't panic necessarily just yet.
What did you click on for it to curve?
Right, you have your text, have your shape, select both, so shift click, and then you've down here in process overlap you've got fit to path. Hopefully you can see that okay, just here. And then you can adjust it and play with it. And then when you're happy, convert to shapes, it's just here underneath. Okay, if you've welded it and it hasn't quite worked, and why it won't work, that's rare. Okay. The scale that we're going at would probably be okay because it's only little tiny bits.
Yes, thank you. From Barbara.
Okay. And then we're going to just shrink it up. Just going to make that happy a little bit smaller. And I'm going to fill it in. So you just click on your fill and it'll come up with a palette. It won't come up with the crayons unless you're on a Mac. Okay, so you can just put black on that one. Okay. So far so good. And because we want both of those to draw, just click them both, go to draw. And then we can go to our layers, group. Cake topping. So far so good. Hopefully everybody now has a
Save that then. Tell me about 2 o'clock.
Yeah, 2 o'clock we'll be back. So you've got plenty of time, Pauline, to go and do your file. Because we're not going to let you give up.
So at 2 o'clock we're going to cut it all out on the scan and cut and then put it all together, aren't we?
Yeah. Okay. So we'll see you.